Good morning, everyone. So, this is the session where we are going to do modules in action. So, we'll be doing it on Google Colab itself. Okay. So, let us see what a module is. By first, we will see how we can use inbuilt modules. So, let us take an example of the inbuilt module, math module. So, you directly use it, import math. Okay. And then you basically run this cell and the module is imported. Now, as I already told in the previous video that after importing a module, you can use any of its function by using dot operator. So for example, we are taking a variable, say number, maybe 64, okay, and then what we want is, let us print the square root of it. So we write square root is equal to, then comma for variable. Now what I want to print is, I want to use the function square root from module math. So how I will write is math dot square root of the number that I have already defined. Okay. So if you press command enter, it will print, okay, the square root is 8. Okay. Let us try with one more function. So let us see if we want to use power function from the math module. It is math.pow, P-O-W, power, okay, 5, comma 3. Now if you write it, so it will write 5 power 3, right? So let us try couple of more functions from the math module only. So maybe the next function, let us try to print the factorial of any number. Say math dot factorial of, say, 5. Okay, so it will give 120. There are more functions which you can use, like you can take value of pi from math.pi. Okay, again you can use ceiling and floor functions like math dot, for ceiling it is ceil. Okay, so want to have ceiling value of 4.2 and maybe the floor value, math dot, for floor value the function is floor itself, okay, say 4.8. So it will give you the ceiling and floor values. Okay, so good enough so far. Now let us do one activity. Maybe let us calculate a random module. Let us calculate random integers from random module. So for that, what we'll have to do is, I will have to import that random module first. Okay, then what I'll be doing is, I want random integers between 1 to 10. So what I will write is random dot rand int, random integers, okay, from say 1 to 10. So if you basically run it multiple times, so you will see every time it is printing a random number between 1 to 10. So let us do it again. Now it has printed 2. Again, now it has printed 1. Again, 1. Okay, 4. So it is kind of doing it randomly every time you are using it. So let us try to do it with one more functions. Maybe let us have a list colors. Okay, so in this list, let us take couple of colors, say red, blue, green, say yellow, that's all. Okay, now what I want is, I want it to choose any random color, random dot choice. Choice is again another function from this list, which is colors. So if you run it, it will randomly print any color. Okay, so it has now taken yellow color. I hope it is clear now. So from this random module itself, let us try to get one random float. Okay, so for that what you will write is print random dot, now random is a function which will give you any random value between any random floating point number. So it has given a random floating point number. Okay, so next function from this module itself is shuffle. So maybe if I have some numbers, a list, okay, I say maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, in this list I want to shuffle it, so I would say random dot shuffle. For that function is shuffle. Okay, and input would be my list that I want to shuffle. Okay, so now the list is shuffled. Let us see after shuffling. Let us try to print it. Okay, so it has given 10, 30, 20, 50, 40. If I run it again, it will shuffle again. Okay, so it will keep shuffling the list. Okay, so how you can perform it, actually how can you use it? So maybe you have a list of students, maybe 10, 15 students. You want a random, you just want to have a random lucky draw. So what you can do is you can do random dot choice of the list of students and it will give you the winner, maybe that. Okay, so next module, that is inbuilt module, is our date time module. Okay, for that what you will be doing is you will be importing import and date time, import date time. So my module is now imported. How can I use it? I can get the time now, I can get the date now. Okay, so let us see. Now equal to module name, which is my date time module. Okay, so the function is date time dot now. And if I now print it, print now, or maybe let us use it with the print function. See, it has printed today's date and time. Okay, and if you want only date, not the time as well, then instead of now you can write today. Okay, and you will print today. So it is not now it's today. Okay, so it will give you the same. So if you want the individual components, what you can do is, let us try to see if we want individual components, what can be done. Okay, from the same module. So first I want is, let's say, year. Okay, so I will write now dot year. For that I must have now here, where I wrote today, I'll have to take now. So if I have got now function from date and time, what I can do is I can print it all together, or I can print individual components by using now.year. Similarly, I can print now.month, now.day, now.hour, now.minute. For that, the functions are simple, like they are now.month. This you can try on your own. Okay, so it's like now.hour. Okay, let us comment it, uncomment it, and then let's print it. Okay, so it will tell you. Similarly, you can print day, hour, minute. Okay, so we discussed one more concept in the theory, that we can use aliases. So how you use aliases? So instead of importing math directly, you use import math as m. Okay, and then you will simply write, instead of writing complete math, you can write m dot maybe square root function square root of 144. Okay. So it will give you the answer. Similarly, you can do for factorial or all other functions. Okay. Another concept we learned was instead of importing the complete module, we can import specific functions. Like I told that if we need a hammer, we can use only the hammer. We don't have to take the entire toolbox with us. Okay. So if you want to import any specific function, then what you will do is you will maybe from math module, from math, you will import, maybe I need only two functions, square root. Okay, if only one, then you will stop here, square root. If you need more than one, then they will be comma separated. Okay, so maybe square root and factorial. Okay, then you will simply write print square root. Now you don't have to write math dot square root or m dot square root. Now you can directly use it. Okay. So now we have used inbuilt modules like math module, date time module. Now it's good time to create your own module. So because now I'm working in Google Colab, not in Spider or any other platform. So what I'll do is I'll create the function right here, maybe the right file. What I want is maybe the file name is calculator dot py. Okay, then in this file, let me define a couple of functions. Let us define add function, okay, which takes two arguments a and b and colon, and then tab indented, return a plus b, okay, enter. Then one more function, maybe the subtract function, which is again taking two arguments and it gives us a minus b. Okay. Another function, let us take multiply function, again taking two arguments, and in the definition, let me return a into b. So here we forgot to write a return statement. Okay, let us define one more function, which is divide, and then we simply return a divided by b. Okay, now this module is created. I have already created the module. Let us now see if there is, like in this only, we are overwritten the calculator.py. Okay, so now what I want is I will import this function. I will import this module calculator, the complete module. Okay, now from this module I will use calculator dot add maybe 2,3. Okay, so it gives me 5. Okay, so you can use any of its functions. What you can also do is instead of writing it as import calculator, you can write as import calculator as cal. Okay, and then cal dot maybe multiply 2,3, and then it gives you the answer. Also, you can use it like from calculator import only division function, nothing else. Now you can directly use division of it instead of running, instead of using that dot operator. Okay, so these are the couple of things that you can do using the modules. Like there is a lot more to do. Let us try to see if you can basically create your own module, maybe say geometry module, and you define 3 functions there: area of square, area of rectangle, and area of circle. So maybe the module name that you will create is geometry. The functions that you will create is area square, which will take the side as input, and then area of rectangle, which will take input main, length and breadth. Then you can create area of circle, which will take in the input radius. Okay, so these you will create, import, and you will create its alias, and finally you will try to use these functions. Now let us see, because we have already created this calculator function, let us intentionally import calculator with the wrong name. Okay, so this will throw an error, and the kind of error it throws is module not found error. Okay, so if you import it correctly, okay, if you import it correctly and what you use is calculator dot maybe minimum of 1,2, because we haven't defined this function. Let us see what it returns. Now it says attribute error. The attribute min is not defined in the module calculator. Okay, so these you have to keep in mind.